What's up, Candace?
Not much. I'm doing well. I know earlier I told you my energy level was shot. Y'all, I had no positive vibes to give at that time. I told Mary, but I am feeling way better now. And no, it is not COVID related, thank God. So, so yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourself? How you doing?
Girl.
Where is the violin? I need the violin right now or something to get the music ready.
I'm making it. I am making it. I'm not even gonna lie and sugarcoat it. Like, girl, I'm good. Thing is great. I'm making it. Like, as I was telling you, our AC been out for 3 days.
That's crazy.
Oh Lord, 3 days, and it got up to like 99 in the house. It was cooler outside than it was inside. Our maintenance appointment was yesterday, but guess what?
What?
The power went out at our neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
For 11 hours.
11 hours?
So, of course, 11. Did you hear me correctly? 11 hours without power.
No.
I was already dealing without AC. Then you add on the power. So I can't charge my phone now. I can't watch no TV. Like, yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
anyways, long story short, they're out working on AC today. So hopefully it gets fixed by the end of today. Cause yeah,
it will get fixed. It will. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna positive vibes, right? See, now that I'm feeling better, I got something to give. So hopefully,
I need you to go on and pour my cup because right now my cup feels empty. So go on and speak it over here to me.
I got you. So I wanted to, and this actually kind of falls right in line with what we were going to talk about today because I started this new thing with my daughter. Because my kids, I'm not going to officially say they spoiled, but they spoiled. So they recently have been, it's been bothering me because there are certain times where when they don't get their way, I constantly, I may hear something like, oh, I never get to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, never? We're going to say never. So like, whatever it is, right? Like, all of a sudden it becomes the end of the world. Like mommy never lets me do this or that or whatever, right? So I started this new thing with my daughter, where pretty much either in the morning time or at night, I told her, I want you to just kind of go in your head and go through all the things that you're thankful for, and actually say them to yourself, because I said a lot of times when you don't get what you want in that moment, it's easy to sit there and focus on the negative side of your situation, right? But I was like, but when you're sitting there and you're forced to speak it out loud in terms of what you're thankful for, it kind of puts everything into perspective. And, even though I know she's still young and obviously it's a process she has to go through to kind of learn the big picture of that. But I was like, I want you to start that now so you can realize you have a lot more blessings than you give credit for. Basically, a lot of times, like right. As kids, they just focus on what they don't get. Even as adults, sometimes, obviously we do that. Like if you don't get the job that you wanted or you're not making enough money or the house or your significant other, whatever the case is, it's easy to focus on how, in your eyes, things didn't work out for you, not realizing that sometimes there's actually good in some of those things that you don't get your hands on and maybe trying to find what could have been positive in that situation. So that's just something that I'm trying to get her to focus more on so she can be more positive. And like I said, try to see all the good things in life because, let's be honest. And like I said, in life, you need that because there's going to be a lot of times where there are going to be things that happen to you and you have to find a way to pull yourself out of it. And if you feed more into the negativity, then it's the deeper you go. You know what I mean? It's a lot harder to move like that when you keep digging that hole for yourself.
You are absolutely right. And that's great that you're starting her off already. I think that's important and it's definitely going to get her far in life just to have a positive mindset, going forward. But that's crazy that you mentioned that, because like even with my situation right now with the AC and stuff, and it was crazy on the neighborhood page. We were looking at I was reading all the posts, everybody complaining about the power's out and this, blaming the housing and, oh, I'm going to file a claim because all my food and stuff. I mean, it was crazy. Everybody, just venting because we all upset because it wasn't a scheduled power outage, and it was just crazy. So, but in the midst of that, there were a few comments where it had me thinking. One of the comments was like, man, a lot of y'all showing that y'all have never been poor before. And I was like, dang. And like that humbleness just set in, like, ooh, let me not forget where I came from. Cause I remember the struggle growing up. So, you know what? We don't have AC right now, but you know what? I'm able to go outside and enjoy this nice breeze. I'm able to walk around. I mean, another comment was like, maybe this power outage was needed for some of us and for our community and our neighborhood, because this is the first time that I've seen parents outside playing with their kids, neighbors actually talking to each other, and everybody just enjoying the outside scenery, taking walks, walking their dog. And it was just like, boom. Okay, God, I see you. Okay, I know we was going to be already talking about gratitude already, but dang, okay. You just, these little signs right here, like, all right, I understand. I am thankful that I'm able to just have another breath of life today, So it's the little things. And I think it does, like, if we start our day off with, going through like what we're thankful for before we once we wake up, like, I'm thankful that I'm able to wake up. I am thankful that I have a roof over my head, just the little things. And it sets our mindset for the day. And even like you say you have your daughter doing it either in the morning or at night. Even at night, I think there's been studies that, doing it at night helps us to sleep better. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you're sitting there and like I said, it probably relaxes your mind and relaxes your body as you hear those things that you are thankful for, And I know, obviously mm-hmm. as military spouses, we already talk about how we get frustrated with some of the setbacks that we have to deal with as spouses and moving around and restarting our careers, or maybe being part of, taking on a career that you never had intention to take on because you had other dreams or plans, and then you're like, oh, well, this works better with my spouse's career, so let me just go this route. But, there's obviously a lot of times opportunity or situations where we've said this many times, those moments can be devastating. You can it's easy to be very negative about those situations when it doesn't go your way, mm-hmm. But it's like, if you kind of imagine going back and like looking at being able to look at those obstacles as opportunities, and use that as fuel to grow. I mean, imagine how much further you probably could have been right now instead of, and I not you, but like as us all together, because obviously we're learning in this process as well. But, I mean, there's just, instead of like sulking and accepting some of that negativity, you could have just, honed in on, okay, well, this is what I had planned, but you know what? There's something else out here for me. I need to go figure out what route that is. Let me go do that. But, I think it's just as long as you try to focus on that, remain positive, and, find ways to see like the beauty within the struggle pretty much. It helps you be prepared to help the next person, on their journey, as they go on their way and deal with the different issues and struggles and stuff like that. It builds you up to be able to be somebody else's guide, I guess, so they can maybe recover a little bit quicker than you did. So there is some benefit to changing your mindset in that kind of way, and not just for yourself, but for others.
Yeah. Like just podcasts in general, like, I don't know about you, but every time we come on and we do an episode and then, we get the feedback that, somebody is relating to what we've been through, or they're like, oh, thank you. I needed that, that service, that unsolicited service that we're giving right now through our podcast, that helps me, like, okay. And, it makes me feel good. Like, okay, we're doing something.
Mm-hmm. You know, and it's oh, sorry. Hopefully I didn't rattle y'all ears because definitely just shook the mic. But it's funny because like once you're able to help somebody, and then people express their gratitude for what you've done, you know, for by you showing your gratitude towards them, pretty much it becomes this cycle. It is never ending, you know, like cycle, and it almost filters where you hope like positivity throughout the world, basically, right? Almost like you're passing it along. And I think that's important. And also, you know, something else another thing that I think about too, kind of going back to my kids' situation in terms of how they can think in a certain moment that life is just so hard when they don't, you know, they get told no in certain situations, right? And one of the reasons why I love trying to force them to repeat and say what they're thankful for is because I feel like it brings a sort of like humbleness to their life, right? So to our lives in general, it brings a certain level of humbleness, because it's almost like it's a little bit harder to complain when you take the time to recognize your privilege, right? So yes, I mean, it's almost like, and I hate to use it. I hate to even have to use this example, but one of the things I think about is like for my children, something simple as seeing a St. Jude's commercial, right? With young children who are suffering from cancer. Something that I'm pretty sure they overlook all the time is their health. You know, their great health standing, right? They probably overlook that every day, you know, but when they've seen those commercials, I can tell it has affected them, because they start asking me questions, you know, about it, and what is going on with the children, and what does that mean for them. And so when they realize that they're not dealing with some of those issues, you know, it's almost like, oh, wow, like I didn't know people were out there dealing with these issues, and I'm complaining about a toy or something like that. And not that I want to like kill their childlike wonder or anything like that with the worries of the world, but it's just a realness that I'm like, you got to understand that you need to show that you're grateful and thankful for what you have, you know. And like I said, but having that moment to be able to sit there and compare and realize that for some reason, whatever you want to put it on, you're in a position of privilege, whether it's wealth, health, career, whatever it is, you know, when you take in those moments, it just, like I said, just allows you to be a little bit more humble and very thankful for your situation.
I know for me and like our household, like I am big on everyone, you know, blessing their food, saying their grace before we eat. That's a big thing. Like, you know, I've been instilling that into the kids since they was young. Even Felix, he's at the table, like he'll put his hands together and be like, amen. You know, like just starting them off young to know and appreciate, like, because not everybody is able to have a meal every day, you know?
Right.
So just those little things.
Exactly. And even sometimes when I cook a meal that don't taste that great, I'm like, y'all better be grateful for this food.
I be the same way.
There's plenty of people out there who want to eat this food right now, and you over here being all ungrateful. You better eat this mess.
Oh boy.
No, I think that's awesome. Though I think that's awesome, especially I can just imagine little Felix with his little hands. He's so cute. But anyways, yeah, no, I think that's a really good, really because like even that. I'll say this, you know, I think over the years, especially when you're so used to saying grace, sometimes you can get in the habit of saying it so much that you don't really realize what you're saying, right? So you kind of just like, oh, Lord bless the food, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, when you actually really think about what you're saying, it is like, man, no, thank you, Lord, because it's hard out here, you know? And it's just some of these things right here, you don't have to, for this to be one less thing that you have to worry about, that's a blessing. That's a blessing, because for somebody else, that may be their struggle that they're dealing with. So your struggle may be a little bit different than theirs, but it's just important to take that time to really reflect and basically keep it positive.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, and then like you going back to just the whole, like, you know, our journey as military spouses, and you know how it's so easy to like let the negativity affect us, especially like when we're PCSing and it's like a place that we don't want to go, you know, aka New York because of the code. But, you know, just getting in the habit of saying, you know, like, okay, maybe this is something that's going to, you know, impact our family in a bigger way. And it did, because baby Felix, you know, just
wait, what you saying?
not knowing you don't always, huh? What'd you say?
No, I was about to make a joke because the way you said it did. Baby Felix, like, that's what made y'all get close and decide to have a baby.
Being in the code, it brings us together.
That's what it was.
Too many snow days.
Hey, look, ain't got nothing to do, right? Just bored around it. Come here, boy.
Let's go cuddle. Oh man, you a mess.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you don't make me lose my thoughts.
My bad.
Oh man. But nah, just like, I mean, because just as military spouses, we put on so many hats in general. And then just taking a time out each day to just, you know, be grateful for those little things, i.e. like seeing your husband every day, mm-hmm. or when he's making home from a deployment, because, you know, not all families are able to say they will see them again, you know. So just those little things that we should take into
consideration
to just be thankful for. What'd you say?
Oh, I said consideration. Sorry.
Yeah, consideration. Thank you. I couldn't get it out. But I mean, just even doing that, like, and it's just for anybody in general who just, you know, has a lot to take on, you know, day in and day out, especially, you know, adding on the whole COVID and pandemic and things like that, just for your mental aspect, you know, just taking the time to just be grateful for the little things that matter and not focusing more on the bigger picture, because like I said, we don't always know like the plans that God has for us. So what we may think is good or what we may think is our purpose could be completely opposite of what he has in store for us.
Right. And I'm not going to give out all your business, but it's funny you said that, because I smiled the other day when you told me what you were currently doing. Like I said, that's another podcast episode when she decides to put that out there. But I laughed because I was like, it's just so crazy how things work out. And I'm like, it's just funny to me. Not funny, but it's so interesting to me to see how it plays itself out. With you thinking, you know, obviously you're going to go one route, and then certain things that happen to you and you fit right into them. That it's amazing to see that, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely another topic, because I'm still just like, okay, is this a sign? Okay, you know, like this is not what I had a plan, you know, plan for in my life, but okay.
Yeah. So, Mary, before we go, just to kind of switch gears to keep.
Oh Lord, here she goes.
No, not too crazy. Just to keep it positive, I do want to give a shout out to Miss Kia Lawrence, because she was a guest on our show. And she gave birth.
She just had a baby too.
Did, yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's what you were going to say?
That's what I was going to say. So congratulations to the Lawrences. I'm not going to give out the baby name and birthday, because I don't know if y'all want all that business out there. But beautiful baby girl.
It's on social media though.
Okay. Well, I guess I can then. Well, I don't know. Beautiful baby girl though. And healthy mommy and baby. So that is good news. We are glad everything, you know, went well. It's funny because I was listening to their podcast. Was it a week or two ago? And one of the episodes, they actually said the date of when the baby was coming. They said, "Oh yeah, she'll be here." Blah blah blah. And I said, "Oh, you just," in my head, I said, "You just jinx yourself. That baby is coming sooner than that. She is not waiting." And sure enough, she did not wait. So I was like, "Yeah, you can't be out here playing and when you think you gonna have a baby." So,
cannot.
So congratulations again to them.
Yes, congrats.
Yes, and the next thing I have to talk about is, Mary, to end on a positive note, What the Cowboys gonna do this weekend?
We gonna win.
We gonna win, right? Now, listen, y'all. Y'all not gonna hear this. Y'all not gonna hear this till Monday. We recording this before the game, okay? So when y'all hear this, it's gonna be after the game. But we are telling the future of what's gonna go down. And for the record, we got a lot of stuff going on where obviously we got people who are out with COVID, we got people who are out with injury, people who can't stay off drugs. We got it all on the Cowboys, right? We got it all. But that don't matter. We don't care. You think we care?
Oh,
no.
Lord. That don't matter. That's not going to stop us. We coming out with that win. And we already know the whole world hates our team Cowboys for whatever unknown reason. But period, the Cowboys will be winning. And when y'all hear this on Monday, y'all going to be like, oh, dang, they were right. We sure was.
Exactly. They're going to be like, Nostradamus who? Who? Nostradamus who? Exactly. We got this. So I'm excited. I
am too.
Yeah. But that's all I got.
That's all you got?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit him with this affirmation.
All right. I am enough.
I have the power to create the life I desire.
I am worthy of my dreams.
I am worthy of my dreams.
Why you always pause after you say it? Like, you know you about to close the show.
Because you be like...
No, I don't be like...
You do.
Go ahead, close it out.
You do. You be... As I say, worthy of my dreams, you be like, yes. That be your little... Yes, that's your daily little... Yes.
I be waiting for it. The dead air. I be trying to take up the dead air. But if you just go ahead and close it out, I don't have to say yes. Go ahead.
My bad. Listen, okay, we're going forward then. I'm not even going to give you a chance. And remember, shine, sis, you got this.
You got this, girl. See y'all.